take a look at these headphones. Now, take a very good look at this headphone and tell me this is not how you would want your headphone to look. Unconventional, unique, and every other word you can think about. Now, these are the Nothing headphones one. They cost around $300. I actually got mine from a local store right here in Nigeria. It's called SwapShop. They sell all kind of phones and really good accessories. I will be leaving links below so you can check out their store and see some of those really cool stuff for yourself. Now, if there is one thing I really don't have to convince you about these headphones is how nice looking they are, how unique, how distinctive they are. But let's break down this design a bit. First of all, you can see that it has this see-through look, so you can practically see what is inside the headphones, even though these are not what is really inside the headphones, because that would be ugly. But it has this look and it looks really, really nice. Now, this part right here is made of plastic, while this other almost rectangular part is made of aluminum, so it has a bit of a very good build quality. Every other part apart from this hinge right here and this aluminum part is all plastic, but trust me, nothing about it feels cheap at all. Now let's talk about this ear cuff, because honestly they are some of the softest and most comfortable ear cups I've seen in most headphones. Unfortunately, it is not detachable, so if anything happens to it, there's no way you can change it. But in terms of material build, it is really, really comfortable. And also this hinge, it looks a bit fragile because it's just one strip of metal that is holding the ear cups, but trust me, it is very strong. Once it goes to position, it doesn't wobble at all in any way, and yeah, that is good when it comes to durability and very good build quality. Something else you would also notice once you unbox the headphones and start using them is that it doesn't have the left and right description inside it, so it might not be easy for you to know which part goes to which part. But here is a quick hack to that. The part of the headphones that have the controls is the right part, so let's make sure you wear it to the right part. And speaking of controls, I would say, yeah, there are lots of them right here, but personally I love headphones that comes with physical controls, and yeah, this has some really good controls, so let's quickly run through some of them. There is this first one right here. It's like a ball, yeah, and it feels really satisfying when you're using it to either reduce or increase the volume of the music that you're listening to. You can press it once to pause the music, or you can also long press it to change between different transparency modes. There's also this one right here. It feels completely different. You can use it to move to next track or back up to the previous track. Simple and easy. Now the third button is this one right here. Now by default, it is set to activate your voice assistant. For me, it's Gemini, so once I press it, Gemini comes on in my phone. Let me just switch that off now. Another button on this headphone is this one right here, which is the Bluetooth button. And as you can see, it is hidden inside, which I don't know why, for whatever reason, nothing being nothing, just decide to put it inside. I mean, that is an iPhone move. Under it, you're going to see different other buttons. There is this proper switch button. I call it proper because it's a switch, and once you toggle it on, you get to know immediately that your headphones are on, unlike some other headphones where you have to press and hold, and then for some seconds you're wondering if the headphones are on or not. This one, you just know immediately. There's also a USB-C charging port and a 3.5mm headphone jack for those of you who still prefer it to connect to your phone. So in terms of controls, like I said, they have very simple, straightforward functions for each of these controls. Nothing gimmicky, nothing complex, just simple and straightforward. And also they are very customizable, so you can change practically all the controls to whatever you want in the app, and that is very good. And talking about the app also, if you know nothing as a phone company or a gadget company, they are big on simplicity. And that's exactly how the app interface looks. It is simple. So you can increase the bars enhancement to something higher than what it is by default. You can also adjust the equalizer to exactly the way you want your audio to sound. And also you can explore even other people's presets. So if you don't know how to tweak all those bass and treble and all of that, you can just look for somebody else's preset that sounds really good and just apply it and you're good to go, which is really, really interesting. Now let's talk about my actual experience using these headphones, because I think that is what matters most. It may look really good, but how does it sound like? Well, personally, I would say the audio quality sounds really, really impressive. But before I talk about it, let me talk about what is perhaps my most impressive feature on these headphones, and that is spatial audio. So I have the AirPod Max, so I've experienced spatial audio with the AirPod Max and it sounds really good, but I just don't know, it just feels way much better and natural on the Nothing headphones. Now, for those of you who don't know what spatial audio is, just think of it as you not listening to audios coming from these headphones, but instead it helps to fine-tune the sound to make it a bit more immersive. So when I'm working in the studio and spatial audio is turned on, I'm listening to music is playing from both of the headphones. But if I turn maybe to interact with somebody or to respond to someone who's trying to get my attention, it shifts the music to the opposite side of wherever I turn my head to. So I'm able to hear whoever is talking to me in that direction that I'm facing. It just makes it way more immersive. Trust me, that is very, very good and convenient. Now, to the audio quality, I would say, like I said before, it is really impressive. I don't have those equipment to measure it and show you graphs and you see how it is, the bass, the highs, the lows, and all of that. So you just have to take my word for it. They are really, really good. And why not? I mean, if you look right there, you can see that the sound was fine-tuned by Kef. And for those of you who don't know, Kef is like one of the biggest company when it comes to audio engineering in the world. They have speakers, they have different audio gadgets that sells for even as high as $1,000. So that just tells you how good the quality of whatever they make or put their hands in can be. And also, the active noise cancellation and the transparency mode, they are very good. Not up to the level of my AirPod Max, because that is just almost perfect in terms of blocking out anything outside when I'm on active noise cancellation mode, but this is pretty close. And also because it is really convenient, I get to use it most time with transparency mode on, because like I said, we interact a whole lot in this studio. So I can have it on, I'm not playing music, the transparency mode is on. It's very comfortable, so I don't feel the need to take it off my head and just be free because of how super comfortable it is. What about the battery life? Well, I could go on to tell you 30 hours, 100 hours, and all of that, but I really don't have that data. What I can tell you is that the battery life on this headphone is very good also. I've had it charged once since I unboxed it and been using it, and I've not had to charge it anytime since that time, and this is going to almost 2 to 3 weeks or even a month. So yeah, I would say battery life is very good. But despite all these good things I just mentioned, it is not 100% perfect. There are just some things about it I wish could be better. For example, in the app, there are some settings that should be on by default. For example, the settings that stops the music playing once you take it off your head. For whatever reason, it is off. So you have to make sure you turn it on once you get yours, because you obviously don't want your music to be playing when your headphones are on the table. So make sure that is turned on. Secondly, I don't know why the Bluetooth is hidden. For someone who is not techie, that could make it a bit hard to find or frustrating maybe, you know. And thirdly, because of the retro design that it comes with, this cassette tape design, it tends to attract a lot of attention. So if you are the kind of person who really don't want much attention with your gadget, what you're putting on or what you're using, then this may not really be the ones you should be going for. So overall, I would say the Nothing headphones are almost perfect when you consider the $300 price tag that is coming with and every other thing that it gets to give you. But that is my take. That is what I think about the Nothing headphone ones. As like I said, it's been around for a while. So do you have it? What has your experience been like using it? You can share with us in the comment section below. And would you also be getting one for yourself? Do you think it is worth the $300 price tag? I mean, we cannot have that conversation in the comment section below, and I'll be there to respond to all your comments and yeah, just talk about it with you guys. So Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this one. And yeah, I got to catch you in my next video. Thanks.